June's jobs report shows employers added 850,000 jobs last month, which is up from 583,000 in May. And May's unemployment rate of 5.8% ticked up to 5.9% for June. Last month's jobs gain leaves us still millions of jobs short of where we were right before the pandemic hit. At the same time, the number of job openings has grown really quickly in recent months, and the number of unemployed people nearly matches the number of job openings, which raises the question, why aren't those unemployed people filling those job openings right now? A lot of people are vaccinated, they're going out again, they're traveling, eating at restaurants, and so businesses need to hire to meet that demand. However, a lot of unemployed people or people without work are not even looking for a job right now. We've seen that the number of job openings are growing in hospitality, recreation, and food service industries, but many workers who filled these jobs could still be reluctant or unable to return to these types of jobs. Some have health concerns still about the coronavirus. In other cases, you have parents who have to stay at home with their kids because schools and daycares are still at least partially shut down. And then others might be holding out, looking for work because of expanded unemployment benefits. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says that there's another reason.
The very quick job gains of the early recovery essentially involve going back to your old job. That's not so much what's happening now. Now it's actually finding new jobs, and that's a matching function that is more labor intensive and time consuming, and there may be a bit of a speed limit on that.
Employers now have to basically rebuild their workforces from scratch. So their employees that they laid off last summer, they might have moved to a different city, for instance, and now that employer has to find people who are nearby. June's numbers show that the percentage of Americans working or actively looking for work held steady at 61.6% in June, which tells us that there are still a lot of Americans who have yet to return to the job market. Labor force participation fell really sharply at the beginning of the pandemic and has had a very slow recovery. In some cases, people are just discouraged. Their industries might not be coming back very quickly, and so they're not looking for jobs right now. Average hourly earnings grew really swiftly last month, and this is a sign that employers are ramping up wages as they have to attract workers in this really competitive market. And there could be implications for inflation, because if companies have to increase wages, they also might have to pass along price increases to customers. They're doing things like offering bonuses and pay raises. And this puts workers in a really strong position. They have a lot of bargaining power, and we expect this to continue for the next at least few months.